Welcome, you guys. Is it so good to hear our voices? Everyone say something.
4.
Not Season 4, you guys. It's a big deal. We are back. We have played some video games. We have put off playing other video games. And it's going to be great. We have so much to be excited about this year.
Cutscenes back. Tell your friends. And follow us on social medias. Mom spaghetti.
That being said, Mom spaghetti. That being said, you're going to wonder in this episode, where's the not a sponsor segment? Why haven't they done the not a sponsor segment? Do they even care about their not a sponsors anymore? The answer is we're going to do it at the end.
Surprise!
Yeah, it's going to be better that way for everyone.
I don't know why I keep dancing like this.
It's come to our attention that we have skippers, and we just want to make it easier for you to not hear so much of our banter and hear a little bit more about what we're here for, which is delectable desserts and video games.
Yeah, isn't that like a Gen Z thing where they only dance with their arms and like their upper body and they don't move their hips?
I wouldn't know.
As well as they part their hair down the middle and don't like skinny jeans.
I don't know.
Where did we go wrong with that generation?
I part my hair so far over to the side, it's like a comb over.
Yeah, I definitely do a side part.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wear a lot of skinny jeans.
So anyways, make sure you stay till the end of the episode. because that's
when we get our bullshit out.
Oh, you guys. Yes. Should we do a quick announcement real quick where we have we stream on Twitch?
Several.
Yes.
Yes.
So
thrice a week.
Usually. I'm making a quick banner. Yes, we stream how many times a week, you guys?
Thrice. I've asked you thrice now for a towel.
I've asked you thrice.
There we go. Yes. So we are on Twitch at Cutscenes Pod. So we just kind of shortened it a little bit just to make it easier, hopefully.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure. Katie. So make sure you guys go and follow us so you get those updates, those notifications on your phone for when we go live. Make sure you're also following us on social media so that you actually see like our announcements of, hey, we're playing this game at this time. So that way you guys can kind of just, know what to expect. And if you ever have any suggestions on games that you'd love to see us play,
keep them to yourself, mofos.
Or email us.
Yeah, just follow us on all the social medias. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch.
Email.
We can blow up your phone.
Yes.
With notifications.
I'm glad you continued that sentence. We will penetrate your inbox.
I wouldn't know how to go about blowing up someone's phone.
You totally do. Like, you'll send us multiple messages and you'll be like, hey,
oh, no.
Here's this TikTok. Watch it. You need to watch the TikTok.
I meant literally blowing it up.
And then she'll send us another TikTok and another one.
Hey, it's a better experience if you just get the app on your phone.
And then our friend Erica will send us TikToks. And then
that being said, I did see a good TikTok today.
No, Lindsay, no.
It was a Schitt's Creek TikTok, and they did drum beats to the sounds of their voice. So it's like a tax write-off is a something. I know what a tax write-off is. I just can't remember how he says it. And then the drummer is doing it at the same time and pitch as he is. It's really cool. It is.
Why didn't you send us, Lindsay? Why didn't you send us the link?
I sent it to Brian. If that makes you feel better.
No, it does not make me feel better.
I just didn't think it's like 20 seconds. I didn't think you guys would care.
Yes, it's super great.
All right, listen to this.
This not a write-off. David, a write-off is a business expense used to reduce your taxable income. Okay. Well then, why isn't it called a tax write-off? It is!
There you go. Do you still want the link?
Hopefully
No.
that's not copywritten.
It was posted 2 months ago and it only has 913 views.
Interesting. Okay.
Share.
Well, now
Let's
they're
not-
gonna blow up, but not literally.
Okay, you guys, we need to stop procrastinating because I know how much we really want to talk about this game.
Yes.
So, and that's somewhat sarcastic and somewhat not.
I think it's sarcastic for me and Stephanie, but not for you.
You
If
might
I
be
had to
surprised.
Okay, well, let's dive in.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
I missed that.
First one of the season, and I beat Stephanie to it.
Did
Hey.
you?
Hold on, I don't like that lamp on. Turn off. There we
Maybe. Oh, we have another announcement. We have a cutscenes baby in April coming.
Oh
A bebe.
yeah, a bit.
I was gonna show you my womb, but I
No,
don't
don't
know
do that.
and also
You can get the X rating and then above that if you show us the womb.
just the belly part of the womb.
Oh,
Lindsay.
okay, well,
Come
that's
on
fine.
now.
Anyway, so what game are
Baby-
we talking about today?
Baby Cupcake. Hey, I'm not
Oh,
done.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about my unborn child. Baby Cupcake due at the end of April.
Yay!
Yay.
And so that means
We're gonna talk about Avengers today.
we're going to have some fun guest stars
I
on our
just wanted to
show
beat you to you announcing the game.
while Steph is on maternity leave. So we're not going anywhere. Me and Lindsay, we're gonna hold down the fort. We've got some
Yes.
fun surprises already lined up.
It's just pretty much a spin-off podcast about Red Dead Online.
You guys have fun with that as our listenership just plummets.
No, it skyrockets.
Plummets into amazing.
Um,
Everyone knows the party's downstairs, not upstairs. Like in hell.
or a speakeasy.
Or speakeasy. Yeah. That's
I
much
choose-
better analogy, Marlee.
Anywho, we're talking about Avengers, the PlayStation game today.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I have
Avengers fully reloaded.
it pulled up
Too
on
fast, too Avengery.
Wikipedia. Okay. So this is what Wikipedia describes it as, and I actually really enjoy this. I think it's funny. It's an action role-playing brawler video game.
Yes.
A brawler? What even is that? I mean, I know what a brawler is, but like I did not know that they described video games like this.
All right. I will
Anyways,
read it for you.
It's developed. Oh, sorry, what?
A beat 'em up, also known as a brawler, is a video game featuring hand-to-hand combat between the protagonist and an improbably large number of enemies.
So
Huh,
probably a lot of games are brawler type games.
yeah.
Yeah. So the one that comes to mind for me that's like a really good example is Hyrule Warriors. You just kill so many people, like more than is even feasible for the world to have, and
That
then
reminds me of
you
Uncharted.
continue the story.
Well, and also Super Smash Brawl.
Sure.
Literally called Super Smash Brawl.
When you play with 8
Yes.
friends.
Okay, anyways, Marvel's Avengers. So it was developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. So it's obviously it's based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, the Avengers, duh. And it says that the game was mainly inspired by the MCU's iteration of the group, but it also like incorporates like a lot of elements from the long-running comic book mythology, which I can totally see that because they really do kind of take on a different story. I guess going into this game, I had Avengers, the movies, the MCU on my brain because I do quite often. And I had also just recently watched them all the way through during quarantine earlier on, which is so weird to think that was a year ago. Anyways. And so I was really fully expecting it to be more like the MCU. But then like all of a sudden, like you get introduced in the beginning kind of during the, what's the word
Heyday?
when you tutorial. The tutorial.
Payday.
No,
That's what they
well,
call
yes,
it. That's a
it
thing.
is. It is A day, yes, but
And
like
it's
that's kind of
possible.
the
Oh,
kind
A-Day.
of
I
the-
thought you said payday, like
Oh.
what Fridays are.
that's kind of like the tutorial, of the game where you're introduced to all these characters, and it was definitely an adjustment to get used to these faces and voices that we're not used to, because we just, it's very iconic that Chris Evans is Captain America, RDJ is Iron Man, like we're just so accustomed to that. And Kitty, stop it.
Yeah, I have some thoughts about that because it's like they tried to kind of stay on the same track as the actors from the MCU.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Made it just different enough that it's kind of like Uncanny Valley-ish at times.
But then I do, as I played more and more of it, I kind of realized that I recognized a lot of those voices from other
Yes.
video games. So the voice actors in this, I guess you could say they're video game video game voice actor royalty,
Yeah.
because we've got Nolan North as Iron Man, we have Troy Baker as Bruce Banner, and we have Laura Bailey as Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who else is in there?
I know there's some others, but like those are the three that
Those
like,
are the three heavy hitters.
yeah, and that's amazing.
Let's see.
Yeah, which is a
Oh,
shame that
Ashley
they did it.
Birch is Hawkeye too. That's cool. She's Aloy.
Oh, Hawkeye 2? Do you mean Kate Bishop?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Yeah, I haven't really played anything with Kate Bishop because she is a recent addition to the game, and I have not played the game for 5 or 6 months. I played it when it right when it came out back in September.
Oh my gosh, Jennifer Hale is Maria Hill. Jennifer Hale is FemShep in Mass Effect. Huge
Oh,
deal. Huge
There is a
deal.
lot of video game voice actor royalty then in this game. And so they really brought in a lot of people, which I think is awesome. And at the same time, kind of disappointing because I think this game had so much potential. They really put a lot into it, and it did not completely follow through.
Yeah, it kind of fell a little short.
I can see what you're saying for sure. There were some issues.
Yes.
Let's dive in.
Yes.
Point 2.0.
I think the biggest fault of this game is the lack of content. They don't have enough, like the campaign is this big. The rest of it is like this big. And this is too much. The online play and like all the other like side stuff is way too much. They really should have made it a little more balanced, I think.
Right.
And the online play, it honestly, because I also like once I beat the campaign, I did play a lot of the online play with a couple of our friends, and it was the same thing over and over again, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, you're
Missions
just doing
were
the
like-
same missions as the campaign, don't you?
Very similar, yes.
Yeah.
And do you get to choose who you play when you play the online stuff?
Yes. So I guess not every, we're going to definitely talk about good and bad about this game because there are still some good parts to it. And I do have to say the characters, being able to switch in between them and kind of get to know their combat moves and specials and all the fun things and outfits and stuff, that definitely was a really good part about this game. It, especially when you do play online, because you can team up with up to four people. And so it's kind of fun
cool
to
be able to build your own Avengers team.
Yes. And so you choose like a lot of different ones and you kind of pick like your main, and that's kind of the one that you spend a lot of time with doing these missions. Because even in online play, you're leveling up.
Right.
You're unlocking your moves, you're building your skill tree and everything. And that part I do have to say was pretty fun, but you have to do so many missions. And again, it's the same thing over and over again.
Or
And so,
you can bypass those missions and just buy it with real person money.
That's my other issue. Oh
The
my goodness.
microtransactions, it's a killer. It killed the game for me.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you unlock Iron Man, you go on your ship, you're there, you're looking around, and then there's this guy just selling t-shirts or suits, and then there's another guy selling upgrades, and I'm like, come on. No. Like, we were halfway through the campaign, and now you're just gonna like crap all over it.
That's why Iron Man's the worst, man.
I don't
No,
think
it's all
it's his fault.
It's every single character though. They all have those upgrades and things that you can buy and earn and stuff. And it just I think it's too much work for a little reward.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Red Dead started out and the economy was broken, so you'd have to fish. And fishing was super what's the word? Profitable or
Not profitable.
the word that's coming into my head is exploitive, but that's not right.
Almost for the game. Like it was kind of like a haha.
It was super, it was super profitable. It was super like good to get by. And then they found out and they dumbed that down. Then they did that again 3 times. And then they're like, okay, we want people to play our game. So here's some gold, here's some money. And it got better. But I don't see that happening with this game because I feel like they've lost all their players.
Yeah, have they done any patches or anything to make it better?
Yeah. I have not played in a really long time, but because they make you set up an account with Square Enix.
Oh my gosh, that killed it for me.
I get the email.
Link your account. They asked me that 25 times, and I just want to say, F off, Square Enix. I don't know effing account. Square Enix.
And I still get email updates from Square Enix about
it. Square Enix.
I do hear about patch notes, and it seems like they have fixed a lot of things. And they have added like some DLC type stuff where they brought in Kate Bishop, who is like Hawkeye's mentee. Which I don't know a lot about Kate Bishop. I don't think a lot of people do because we don't see her in the MCU.
Right.
Not yet. I don't know. And then I'll also actually this week, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be out. Hawkeye is actually being released on the 16th. So you'll actually be able to play Hawkeye. And supposedly there's supposed to be like a Black Panther.
Can we just get rid of Hawkeye out of the MCU in general?
Stephanie doesn't like men who are action and not... I don't know what the criteria are, but there's a certain type of Indiana Jones, Tom Cruise type of guy that Stephanie doesn't like. And Hawkeye falls into that.
And Iron Man.
I like Nathan Drake. Iron Man's annoying. Hawkeye is just kind of a little bitch.
So
he watched his family disintegrate, Stephanie.
So did everyone else.
And they're all a little broken, and we're all a little broken in different ways.
He was annoying before that. Anyway,
the other DLC or unlockable character that was supposedly supposed to come out was Spider-Man. Like the Spider-Man from the PS4 games.
Oh, nice.
Spider-Man. And that was supposed to happen this year, but I haven't really heard anything more about it. Probably because they've been too busy with the Hawkeye stuff. And it's like, nobody wants Hawkeye. We want Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also...
There was that whole scandal about how, Spider-Man would be on the PS4, but not the other stuff. And so, they went through all of that to not even release him.
Until this year. But again, we haven't heard anything more about it, so who knows if it's going to happen. And also, again, are people even playing this game anymore? I don't know anybody who does.
As far as I know, it flopped. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed I spent $60 on it. I would spend $20 on it and not have any regrets for the campaign. But any more than that, I'm like, guys, step it up.
All right, you guys, I actually have maybe I'll try to share this because it's actually kind of interesting.
Positives?
Yeah, I mean... It is what it is. Sorry for the people listening to this.
We'll try and wordsmith it.
Can you see this?
Sort of.
Okay, so this is the
Marvel's
Steam
Avengers
chart.
charts.
So it is online playing and not just PlayStation playing. So the peak is all-time peak is 28,000. And just to compare that a little, the all-time, like the biggest game being played right now is at like 1 million today. So 28,000.
What's the biggest game being played now?
It is
Probably like Apex or Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Counter-Strike.
Really?
Yeah.
Counter-Strike? Is that another Call of Duty?
I don't know.
Is it an NBA 2K something? I don't know.
I know nothing about Counter-Strike, you guys. This is about
NBA 2K. Is Counter-Strike FIFA?
Guys, we don't know bro games.
Which I called FIFA once to my coworker, and he freaked out.
Counter-Strike is Half-Life. Is it?
I don't know, but can I take this away now, or are we still looking at it?
No, it's just kind of interesting. It definitely peaked in October, had a little peak in December, and then it's just like a downward trajectory since.
Yeah,
then.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think, again, this game had so much potential, and it looks really good. And okay, let's talk about some positives real quick.
Yes, we definitely
should. The campaign is my favorite part. I definitely recommend, if anybody is kind of on the fence about this game or just even curious about it, and it is a lot cheaper now. It's definitely not a $60 game anymore. But if you wanted to spend a little money on it, do it for the campaign. Because I have to say, Kamala Khan's story is one of my favorites.
It was so good.
Here is this character that we don't know a lot about because, again, she's not in the MCU. We've not seen her. We don't know her story, but now we get to know her story. And so it's just kind of, it was fun because it wasn't another story about like Iron Man's origin or, you know what I mean? It wasn't another origin
Uncle
story.
Ben didn't have to die again.
Uncle Ben didn't have to die again. And so we didn't have to see Spider-Man cry about it.
Hooray. I'm so sick of that.
I definitely, I loved that we got to see a new character's story.
And like a badass female character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Kate, did you guys see, especially towards the beginning when you're actually in her house, her area, where she lives and everything, and goes to her secret clubhouse? She is a big nerd, you guys. She's this cute little geek. She's this fangirl. She fangirls all over the Avengers.
Well, she wrote fan
Captain
fiction.
Marvel.
What?
She
Captain
wrote
Marvel.
fan fiction. That's how
Yes.
she got in, not involved, but that was the big thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's she's one of us. And I think that's just fun because here's this character that we can all kind of relate to a little bit more.
Well, and even when she's doing her online sleuthing, it very much reminded me of I've been listening to a lot of Jensen and Holes lately.
Ooh,
so just
good.
the online sleuthing that we do sometimes with true crime and
Mm-hmm.
wanting to know more about people that we don't know, but that we feel connected to.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I really like her story and how because she got her powers because of that, because you find out in the game, there's this big event called A-Day and all this fun stuff. And then people attack and there's this big, oh my gosh, I can't remember all the technical terms, you guys, but there's
a disaster.
There's this big weapon. What is it called?
Penetrator.
It's
Penetrator 2000.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's anyway.
Adaptoid. No,
Stay
that's not
tuned
it.
for our pitch of our aptly named sex toys.
No.
Oh, here it is. It's called Terrigen Mist. So it's from Terrigen crystal. And so that's what turned countless people into Inhumans.
Right.
And so that's what happened. That's how Kamala Khan gets her powers. And so many other people. And I think it's really cool that because of her sleuthing and her involvement on this, behind the scenes, she discovers she basically got the band back together. Because at this point, it's 5 years in the future or something, time had passed. since the incident. And so all of the Avengers are scattered or hiding.
Because her hair was longer.
And she was taller.
Yeah, one of those things.
You know, and so the story is just kind of about her bringing everyone back together. And the first person she finds is Bruce Banner, Hulk. You know,
and guess where she finds him?
What?
In Utah.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was going to bring that up.
To us cutscene and cupcakers.
Yeah.
Although I did have a little bit of a problem that she found a bus directly to Delta, Utah, which I don't even think you can find a bus in Utah that's headed directly to Delta, Utah.
Also, who's going to Delta? What's in Delta?
No,
The Chimera.
I had to look up where Delta was, and I've lived here my entire life.
Kind of out by the airport a little bit.
It's in like the southwest.
Googling it now.
Probably a place where you could hide a body really easily.
But that's not where the Chimera is.
Largest city in Millard County. I didn't even know Millard was a county. Sorry, Delta. We love you guys, just not that much.
But that's not where the Chimera was. It was more out in the desert, like more in the boonies. Canyonlands area is what
you know how much I love that word, by the way. Don't say
You don't like that word?
You knew I didn't like that word.
No, I didn't.
I told you why, but I'm not going to repeat it on the podcast. I'll tell you after.
Goonies?
Stop it.
I said Goonies. Anyway, the story is just about Kamala, like I said, just like finding each of the Avengers and kind of bringing them back together, and also like inspiring them, because then they go on to find Iron Man, and eventually, spoiler alert, spoilers. Put up our spoiler banner on the video. They do find Captain America, because
he's not dead.
He's not dead. No, he's not dead. Of course he's not dead. Because earlier on during like that first day, you're made to think that he like basically went down with the ship. He died. But he didn't. Instead, he was taken by the bad guys, and he's basically like up in this, like they put him up in, like in a space station, and Iron Man goes to find him, right? Do you remember that, Linz?
I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you,
Iron
you
Man.
remember that part?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I
think it was, because I remember
it's like a satellite, and Iron Man updates his suit to hijack the satellite. So I think it was.
Yeah. So he can get up there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, Iron Man goes to save him. Or he knows something is up there. He doesn't know that you don't know Captain America's there. You just know that there's like this space station up there, and you're like, well, there could be intel up there. Let's go up there and find out.
Well, and at that juncture, you know that the main bad guy has. I'm not gonna. Spoilers, I guess. The main bad guy, Tarleton, is the one who, quote unquote, killed Captain America.
Yes.
Right. But you know.
Yeah, and so that was actually a really cool moment of the game.
Tarleton and Bruce Banner's girlfriend are in cahoots together.
What is her name again? Oh, Monica.
Bitchy McBitchface.
Oh,
Monica Rappaccini.
That's what I said.
Yeah. And actually, here's the kicker. Again.
the real kicker.
Spoilers.
She lives.
She is actually the evil mastermind behind everything.
Which you could have known, because she's like, here, take the drugs.
Yeah, well,
here,
he's like
have another injection, honey.
Pustulized and like big-headed.
Yeah, so basically
she's like looking sleek.
Yeah, she's basically like fueling, like she's the brains behind the whole operation, and is like, she developed like the drugs and stuff because they were like experimenting on Inhumans. Right. And she was helping Tarleton get his big brain. And and so later on, because they are able to take down Tarleton. And that actually was a crazy battle at the end. Steph, if you ever do go to finish it, like it's actually really cool, because you're in this big battle, and you like get to switch off between the different characters, and kind of like, because they kind of split up and like take care of different things. And so you kind of like get like these fun little snippets of the whole thing.
Well, there's a lot of fun gameplay.
eventually Kamala Khan is the one who like takes him down because she gets real big and she has her big like elasticy stuff and she's just like bam.
So she's basically the who's the bad? No, the bad lady is basically the bad lady from The Boys.
Okay. I'm not current on The Boys, so I'm not the best person
what's
to
her name?
make this analogy
I really want to know.
The girl from The Saint.
From the newest character, from the newest season.
Oh.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
The one that's a Nazi.
So you take down Tarleton, and then you find out that Monica is like being a little snake, and she was hiding, and then she's like, haha, I'm gonna get away. And so it kind of leaves you to think that there's going to be more.
Well,
and like, I don't know, like if they ever do come out with some actual content that goes with the game and not just more character unlocks, like I would probably play some more of it.
Yeah.
But until then, like it's just kind of there's better online games. There's better.
Yeah, give us a heftier campaign.
Yeah. One thing I will give this, just to go back to what we were talking about, sorry to interrupt, Steph, is that I really loved the characters. Like, I thought this was the best take on Black Widow that I've ever seen.
Yes.
Because I no offense at all to the MCU, but they just kind of portrayed her as so broken, which, yeah, she's got baggage. She's a little broken. She is. But like she was so depressed and so sad and so miserable and so angry all at once. Like you never really see her as a leader. Like that first scene on A-Day when she lands on the bridge and she's just like, Hulk, go that way, do this. And okay, and I'll take care of you, you sucker. Like she's like more feisty. And I really liked that. I liked seeing her be a little more empowered, a little less like, what's the name of that X-Men, like Dark Phoenix, where it's just like I'm so powerful it's tragic. Like I'm tired of that trope. And I'm tired of that trope with women. So
as she throws herself off the cliff so that Hawkeye doesn't die, which was the most unsatisfying thing ever.
Because you hate Hawkeye mostly.
Also, I like Black Widow.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's fair, but it was sad to see her go that way in the MCU.
And also like back to the video game, like when I was playing online, my mains, I would switch between Black Widow and Captain America because they had the best, I think they had the best like fighting, like combat moves and specials and even weapons. And it's just kind of funny because like, okay, yes, Captain America is a super soldier, but he's also human, you know, he's still a human. And Black Widow is obviously human. She's just really good at fighting and weaponry and all that jazz. And so it's just kind of funny how like, those are the types of characters that I wanted to play more in this game, rather than like, yeah, okay, Hulk was fun because he just goes around and hits and smashes everything.
Right.
It also gets really old really fast. And so it's kind of fun to have a little bit more variety in the combat.
I agree.
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job of making each of their combat different. So it wasn't just like an overall button mashing game.
Right.
You had to learn their combos and you had to learn their fighting styles.
Yes, definitely. It was fun to switch off, you know, and it was fun that the campaign allowed you to do that. And then of course, if you wanted to do some online play, you could definitely like kind of pick a character and just keep leveling them up and kind of focusing on one, or switch it around if you wanted to. So they're definitely like, I liked the variety for sure that offered.
Do you think this game fell into like the cyberpunk trap where they promised too much and then didn't do it in time but still released their game?
The graphics weren't bad, which is the main downfall of Cyberpunk, but there are similarities between those two incidences. Like Cyberpunk just didn't deliver on quality specifically for PS4.
I guess I'm just saying like more in general. Yeah, like they just promised so much. I feel like so many games lately have been promising a lot.
Yeah.
And then they'll like push it back, especially with COVID, but then they still don't meet what they're promising.
Yeah.
And I feel like this just falls short.
Well,
And it's sad because you're like, what happened? Did they run out of budget? Did they just like have a planning meeting that went terrible? And the developers like, no, we're gonna scrap all of your cool ideas and do a weird online game instead. Like
Yeah,
I
just
don't
wait
know what
till our
happened.
episode of Little Hope, and you'll hear all our thoughts on
oh my goodness.
Yes.
the
Well,
game devs,
and
some
the
game devs, and why are they?
And budget.
Well, and the thing is about this game though is like, I don't know if I totally agree with your comparison to Cyberpunk and just like the preparation and stuff, because I think this was their plan all along.
Yeah.
And
it just was a bad plan.
It just wasn't what the people wanted.
Right.
I think they did, again, I think we wanted more campaign. We wanted more content, more story. And we didn't get that.
Less microtransactions, please.
Yeah, it is interesting though, because there are so many online gaming like big games like this that are doing so well online. That's like one of the reasons why Apex is so big, and they didn't continue with whatever their stupid
Titanfall.
With Titanfall. They haven't done a Titanfall 3 because Apex Legends has been such a big hit as an arena game itself. So it's just kind of interesting.
And here I'm reading the Wikipedia page again, and like it says right here in like the first paragraph, it says the game received mixed reviews upon release, which critics praising its combat and story, but criticizing its repetition, lack of substantial content, user interface, and technical issues. Mm-hmm. Like I think we hit like almost all of those things just in our review. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, real quick about technical issues. I definitely experienced that.
There were some crazy glitches and like
it was so annoying
graphical issues that I'm like, oh, that's funny. I can just laugh that off. And then it would happen again. I'm like, okay, come on, guys.
Well, and even when we were playing online, we were actually streaming it on our friend Jason's channel one day, and it killed his PlayStation. Like, because you know how sometimes, especially like older PlayStations, older consoles, if they've been running for a while, they kind of get a little hot. And sometimes like the fan like turns on and it's just like, we joke about your guys' PlayStation all the time. So, it's taken off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like Jason's PlayStation would never do that except when we were playing Avengers. And it got like so bad. It like killed his stream. And like it like killed his PlayStation for a minute, and like it just ruined like everything. Like it was just working so hard to like keep up.
That's so sad.
It's a heifer of a game. I had to delete like 2 things to put it on my PlayStation.
Which is like, why though?
PlayStation 5, like
are they loading in all the skins that you're supposed to buy? And like, I don't understand why it was such a huge file.
Yeah,
it's humongous.
It's all those repetitious missions.
Yes.
It's interesting because Gotham Knights is supposed to be coming out this year, which is a DC RPG game. So I wonder if they're going to try to make up for Avengers, which, I mean, they can't beat them in the box offices. So I guess they got to take what they can get.
Well, they have had good games in the past.
That is true.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I wouldn't put it past them to make a great game if they do it right.
Yeah. I would not want to be a game developer because people are
critical. Well, and what's funny is I feel like we're getting harder and harder, but I think we're just getting more and more educated as to what like we expect out of a game.
Yeah, when we know
quality.
When you know what they're capable of making, and then they deliver something that kind of just falls short like this, it's just unsatisfying.
So what would it
frosting?
What would it take for you guys to ever like come back to this game and play it?
More campaign,
free content, DLC, like free missions, free campaign. Or some amazing online upgrade that everyone's raving about. And I hear it from all my friends that I need to get on. And that's just like word of mouth, which is hard to achieve with marketing. But Like if that's honestly that's what it would take for me to be like, okay, I'll go delete Red Dead or I'll go delete some other massive game and put it back on. Oh, Marlee, we haven't played Red Dead in months.
We're talking about getting back on, Lindsay, so don't delete it.
It's true. I won't delete it.
Well, when it's a game like that and you can only have 3 games on your PlayStation, you got to be picky about it.
Well, I could just buy a hard drive.
No, don't be silly.
They're like not that expensive
spend more
now.
money.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Should we give our ratings?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a little disappointed in us. We have no treats.
Oh my god.
And this is our season premiere, you guys.
Yeah, we did kind of fail on that. But I want to show you something. I got these Zelda cookie cutters
I've seen
that your husband made. They're really cute.
Well,
I don't have the ability to put them on the screen, so I'm just going to send it to one of you guys. And then you can put it on the screen. If I can find it. Let's see. Here we go. I did
eat a cupcake earlier. It was a gluten-free cupcake, and it wasn't actually very good. The frosting was.
That's because it doesn't have gluten. Whoa! Are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
Was that your cat?
Yeah, I think my neighbor on the other side of the wall here like bumped it, and it like scared me.
Destroyed your wall?
Out of my cat. No, that was the cat freaking out and running across the room. But he was also going so fast that he was sliding and slid into the wall. He's okay though. They're okay.
Oh, I made brownies today, but I didn't have any. They were for the clients.
That's so sad.
They smelled so good, and they had like that perfect crust layer on the top. That like thin, flaky wafer that comes on top of brownies that are perfect. So I'm sure they were good.
All day, all I wanted to do was come home and shower and order pizza. So that's what I did.
Ooh, what kind of pizza?
Marco's.
Nice.
Pepperoni.
The classics.
The classic.
Oh, I did have some yummy macarons. I went to like a family dinner earlier, and they had some yummy little macarons.
Just call them macaroons like all of
them. They're
them.
not macaroons.
Macaroons are with coconut.
I know, but
okay.
When you say macaroons, people think of macaroons.
No, they're wrong.
I think of a flaky, crispy coconut cookie dipped in chocolate.
Yep, that's a macaroon.
I also had some macaroons.
I want macaroons.
No.
Oh, French macaron.
The French macaroons.
Say macarons.
No.
Say it.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Because you can't?
Yeah, because I can't.
Yes, you can.
I don't fall into that trap. My 4-year-old does.
I'm going to get you a t-shirt that says that.
Well, let's rate it in
our respective foods.
Let's just rate it in cupcakes, like the OG classic.
Yeah, I mean, there's cupcakes like here on the screen with us. And if you're only listening to this, if you want to know what we're talking about, then you can always watch this video on our Facebook page or YouTube.
It's true.
Facts. All right. I haven't finished it. I haven't finished Avengers, to be 100% honest, but I do think I will because I'm having a lot more fun than I thought I would. I bought the game in September and then I returned it and bought Valhalla. And then haven't played till now.
And she's borrowing my copy.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it like 4 cupcakes. Because it has a lot of potential, maybe like 3.5. It has a lot of potential. The gameplay is fun. The graphics are pretty. I really like the Utah connection. I had fun with that. I like Kamala. I keep calling her Kamala. Kamala.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel. So I'll give it about 3.75 cupcakes. It's a good game.
All right.
I definitely think you should
spend $60, but I would buy it.
Are these vanilla cupcakes? What kind of cupcakes are they?
One's vanilla, one's chocolate, one's red velvet, and one is the 0.75 is funfetti.
Okay. So you took a bite of the funfetti one.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, Steph, I definitely recommend you at least continuing on with the campaign and just finish the campaign. Like if you don't want to do any more of the other stuff, then don't. But just at least do the campaign, please. I'll go next. Okay, so I'm gonna do some just delicious vanilla cupcakes with a beautiful turquoise frosting and rainbow sprinkles, just like the picture.
I wonder where you got that from. Such a vivid imagination.
I just want to like put one of those cupcakes, just shove it in my mouth.
I do too.
Okay, so I give the campaign 5 out of 5. I give the rest of the game 2.75 cupcakes. I am doing 2 different scores because I feel like they're 2 very different things.
That's fair.
And I've played enough of both to, I feel like I need to give that distinction because, again, the campaign is a lot of fun. You don't just get to play as Kamala Khan. You get to kind of switch around a little bit and get to know these other characters a little bit more too. But it also does keep coming back to her and her involvement. And so it's just like I said, it's just refreshing to hear another story about an Avenger. And
like, can we just say like a diverse woman Avenger? Like how refreshing is that?
Yes, definitely.
Super refreshing.
Oh yeah. And
we like her.
Definitely. She's so cute too.
She's so cute.
Yeah. She's young, she's hip, she's relatable, she's
like chipper.
Yeah. And she just kind of fits in with the rest of the Avengers. They kind of like take her under their wing and they're like, yeah, you're a part of this team.
Like when she has her mask and then she comes out and Iron Man's like, nice suit.
Yeah.
Like that was so cute. Like I'm like, oh.
When her and Bruce were driving through Utah to get to Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows him he's listening to like talk radio and she's like sipping on her drink and like switches it to music.
Oh yeah.
It was just so cute. He's like,
there were a lot of cute moments.
It's just tender.
Okay, Steph, when you get to the final like mission of the game, the campaign, I should say, it's really cool because Iron Man made new outfits for everybody and they are so good looking. And like even Kamala Khan's is Marvel, whatever, we'll call her both, but her outfit, I love her upgraded outfit. I actually love everybody's outfits in the games. Like it is actually kind of fun to be able to like switch between some of them because we all know how much we love outfits in games and having that option.
Looks are the most important thing. I say it all the time.
Anyways, yeah. So again, I definitely give the campaign 5 out of 5 because it was really enjoyable. Maybe I should only do like 4.8 because I feel like we just needed more. We needed more.
Yeah, double the campaign.
I give such a low score to the rest of it because again, it was repetitive and grueling and too many bugs initially, and it just wasn't as fun, and I lost interest really quickly. And even the rest of my friends did. We all just kind of stopped playing Avengers. Like we all just kind of moved on back to our other games that we were playing before that. I think it was Elder Scrolls Online at the time. We were just like, let's go back to ESO. And so we did, and I honestly haven't visited the game since.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to give it I don't know. I'm just going to give it a flat 3 vanilla cupcakes. Maybe like a cherry on top or something, but and that's the whole game, including the campaign and the online. All the issues we discussed, but the characters were fantastic, and I did enjoy playing it, and I played it with Brian, and that's a good memory. I just, it just didn't hit the mark for me.
Yeah.
But let's do some not a sponsors really quick.
Sounds good.
You guys, I realized we didn't say our names at the top of the episode.
Well, let's do it now. I'm
Steph.
Lindsey.
I'm Marlee.
You're supposed to do it at the same time.
Oh.
I'm Lindsey.
I'm Steph.
Steph, you're supposed to do it at the same time.
I'm Steph.
Anyway.
I'm going to do my not a sponsor first.
I'll go first.
Thanks, Marlee. Go ahead. I just want to confuse our listeners.
It's working.
Sorry.
My not a sponsor is a book by the hysterical Lindy West. She wrote Shrill. Well, Shrill is based on her. It's like an autobiography. And then the TV show Shrill is based on her book. And then she also wrote The Witches Are Coming, which is fantastic. And then she released a book in November called Shit Actually that is all about movies. And she just talks crap about movies. Shit Actually is a reference to her review on Love Actually. Yes. It's like the funniest book I've ever read. I was listening to it at work, and I shouldn't have been because I was laughing so hard while they were talking about The Rock. Not like The Rock, the actor, The Rock, the movie about Alcatraz. And her talking about Face Off and like the whole concept of Face Off where they take their faces off and switch them. She's just a very hysterical person. The way she talked about Top Gun is like my favorite thing ever because what's his name? Iceman is like the villain of the whole movie, but his whole crime is him wanting Maverick to be safer. And that's what makes him such a villain is he's like, hey, you're doing dangerous shit out in the air, and he's in this multi-million-dollar aircraft that could really hurt someone. And then Maverick's like, hey man, I do what I want.
I do what I want, and you're the bad guy in this situation.
And he still does what he wants, and Iceman is still the bad guy in it.
That's pretty funny.
So she talks about a lot of books, a lot of movies that we've all watched. It's so funny. I can't recommend it enough. It's definitely not appropriate for all ages. It's explicit, but
so are we.
Yeah, it's so funny, and it's relatable in a way where even if she talks about a movie that you love, like she talks about Titanic, and I do love Titanic, but we all know that our movies, our faves, can be problematic.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, she talks about it in a way that even if you love the movie, you can agree with what she's saying mostly. So it's so funny. Yeah.
I'll have to steal that off of your Audible since I have access to it.
Shit Actually by Lindy West. She's great.
Okay. I'll go next.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to, Linz.
No, you go ahead. I like this order that we're doing.
Cool. So mine's also a book. An audiobook specifically, because I mean, that's all I do anymore. And it is called His and Hers by Alice Feeney. And it was kind of it's like a thriller, murder mystery, suspense kind of book. And it takes place in like England. And so the the characters, and the narrators, I should say, are British. And so, you know, it's always fun to like listen to audiobooks with people with accents. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. And actually, so it switches between the perspective of this man and this woman. And the man, the narrator is played by Richard Armitage.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. And the girl is, I don't remember her name, but so that was kind of fun. Every time he spoke, I was like, Thorin? Anyways, so it's a really cool, if you guys like murder mysteries, if you like thrillers, I definitely recommend this book. It's not very long either, and it definitely keeps you on edge throughout the whole thing. And I do have to give like a content warning, trigger warning. It's kind of graphic in the murders, not like sexually graphic, like
damn it.
Yeah, like it's like when
like the word squelch is used in brain matter.
Yeah, and just the way that, because again, it's a murder mystery, multiple murders. It's like a serial
Spoiler
killer.
alert, someone dies.
Yeah, it's like a serial killer type thing. And the way that they describe like how they find some of the bodies and just different things, like it's, like I said, it can get pretty graphic. So if you're like squeamish at all, if you don't like hearing that kind of stuff, then maybe don't listen/read this book. But if you can handle it, then I definitely recommend it. It definitely keeps you guessing until the very end. It has some really good twists. So I highly recommend it.
All right.
His and Hers by Alice Feeney.
So mine is something that you wouldn't expect me to like, but I do. Me and my boyfriend have been watching the TV series Alone, and it's intense. So I'm not into camping. I'm not into the outdoors. I don't like the sun because it burns me. And I'm just not, it's just not my kind of thing. But what it is it's a survivalist show. A lot of you know about it. It's very popular. And there are things I do like about it and things I don't. But I think the things I do like about it outweigh the others because I feel like I'm learning a lot. I feel like I'm learning how to survive in the woods, how to hunt fish, fish psychology, as we called it.
Is there a naked guy on it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not on the season we watched.
Okay.
Anyways, but no, that's Naked and Afraid you're thinking of.
It was like on at my in my work cafeteria. I'm like, and obviously they blurred out the things they should, but I'm also like, oh, okay.
I mean, maybe I wouldn't be surprised, but not in the season I saw.
Okay. Anyway,
but yeah, it's just about these people surviving the best that they can, and it's super interesting to see what they do and like how they build their shelters and why, and then who ends up winning and who. I think it just comes down to luck. They all have the know-how, except maybe some people at the very beginning, but it's just really impressive to see these people survive in the most unlikely scenarios. And I was just really satisfied with the ending of the season that we watched. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. The things I don't like about it is you're literally watching people starve. And you're like they're just like standing up and they undo their 30 layers of coats because they're in the Arctic. And then you see like this tiny frail body and you're like, oh no. And they're like, yeah, I've lost like 50 pounds or I've lost like 80 pounds. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so like that's really hard, but you see a lot of people get like spiritual connection and that's interesting to me. But yeah, it is hard to just sit there. Like I remember we finished it today and I got home from work and I was just super tired and super cold because I had walked through the snow to get to my car. And I was just thinking like, I'm so cold and so hungry. And then I look up and this literally freezing to death guy is watching his shelter burn down. And like, he hasn't eaten in like a week. And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't complain ever again.
but they signed up for it.
Yeah, they did. And it's like, they get a huge prize if they win, but if they don't, they get nothing. And I'm like, that's kind of sad. Like, I wish they had a participation badge. Because like it's pretty grueling. I don't understand why participation badges are millennial. Can you explain that to me?
Oh,
I've seen posts about it.
Well, they just gave like all of us, like if you played soccer, we all got participation trophies, and I guess that wasn't a thing for our parents.
Okay. Yeah, that was like if you win, you get the trophy. If you lose, too bad. That sucks for you.
Like
walk it off now.
I like participation trophies because like
I don't
know. The whole lesson is not that you lose, you suck. It's more, you got to play, and that's the reward. And no,
that's not the lesson. It's more like, well, you lose. Sorry, you don't get the prize. Like you should have. If you wanted the prize, then you should have won. And if you lost, then oh well, just brush it off and try again next time.
Yeah, I don't
coddle them.
Our next episode is going to all be about the psychology of participation trophies.
A side mission.
Stay tuned for that.
A side mission based on Alone. But yeah, no, it was an interesting TV series. I'm not sure I'm going to watch all 8 seasons, but it's worth checking out. Yeah.
It sounds.
And they live for a long time out there. This last season, they lived for 77 days out in the Arctic.
I don't know why people sign up to do that kind of stuff. It
is fun to watch because you're like, oh man, like he got a moose. He got a moose. He's set for life. And then the Wolverines come and steal the moose, and you're like, no. But I don't know. I like it because it's like competitive reality TV that's not icky.
Okay.
Like, it's not like Karen's a wench, I'm gonna sabotage her. Like, it's not like that.
What is it? Where can we watch it?
There are 2 seasons on Netflix and the rest are on Prime.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But while you're doing that, oh, sorry, you go ahead, Steph.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, friends, there'll be a side mission next week.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the rest of our new season. We have lots of good things coming. We are playing games, trying to play games, trying to
Not playing games.
working, streaming. So
I started a cross stitch.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so excited to see that, by the way.
Remote Con is coming up in April, so get excited for that.
Yay.
And then
Lots of
follow
good
us
things.
So schmeeds.
Sound
And
bits.
send us emails. You guys
Yeah.
always send us an email.
We just really want our first email, please. I love how you still have that banner ready to go. cutscenesandcupcakes@gmail.com. Send us our first email.
We never get emails.
Someday
ever.
we're gonna log into it and be like, look at the spam folder, and there'll be so many like fan mails. And we'll be like,
I'm gonna
oh.
go check it right now.
We just get emails from PayPal, and I just
Yeah. Marlee,
We
you
don't
have
even use our
$5 in PayPal.
I know. We don't even use it.
Until next time, my friends, grab a
friend.
Eat some cupcakes.
and play some
video games.
We're rusty on that. We'll get better. It's
I
been
thought we did okay. We got the lines right this time.
yeah.
It's season 4. We know